What is happening, Magnus? This is going to be a spoiler-filled video. I don't mind being spoiled. I have fun with spoilers. I'm fine. So, 30 Deadpool Wolverine spoilers from the first 35 minutes that were released. This was released on IGN. Here's the interesting thing. The article's gone, but I found it on MSN. Yeah. Is it MSN? I think it's MSN News. Yeah, so they linked it, and the whole article is here too. So, let's get into it, shall we? It says here, yesterday I posted my spoiler-free thoughts about the opening act of Deadpool and Wolverine. Before watching it, I was feeling jaded on the whole MCU thing, and I really didn't care about this gimmick project. Just over half an hour later, I left the screening with a big smile on my face, and the need to watch the entire movie gave me a genuine hope for the MCU. Now, with Deadpool's blessing, I can tell you exactly what I saw. So let's get it. The TVA's timeline ending plan. All right, so bullet point number 1. Deadpool and Wolverine brings characters from the 20th Century Fox Marvel films into the MCU for the first time. Don't know about the Disney buyout of Fox? Don't worry, Deadpool explains it all in the film's opening monologue. Ah, okay, interesting. I'm probably gonna lose count here, so let's keep on moving because they're not numbered. It's just bullet points. 2. Deadpool's arrival in the MCU isn't just a movie-length joke, though. It's all explained in universe. Oh, okay. And if you're up to date on the Loki show, then you likely already know. That rhymes like to play the game. Bars! Written right there. That the Time Variance Authority, the TVA, is the organization responsible for observing and safeguarding the various strands of the universe. It's via the TVA that Deadpool arrives in the MCU. 3. Deadpool is summoned to the TVA by Mr. Paradox, played by Succession's Matthew McFadden. Paradox offers Deadpool a chance to live in the sacred timeline. And be among the heroes like Captain America and Thor. A hugely attractive opportunity for the merc with the mouth. Gotcha. Paradox, 4. Paradox's current project is to oversee the end of Deadpool's timeline, which is withering and dying because it has lost its anchor. More on that later. The death of a timeline can take up to thousands of years, though the Paradox hopes to speed up the process. He has developed the Time Ripper, a machine that can mercy kill timelines. Interesting. 5. By offering a quick death to Deadpool's original timeline, Paradox hopes to prove himself a god-tier, efficient member of the TVA and rise to become its leader. Next, Red Deadpool Redemption. I get it. Number 6, an early scene sees Deadpool use Cable's time travel watch. Remember that gizmo in Deadpool 2? To travel back to circa 2018 and visit the Avengers campus. He asks to join the team, an act he hopes will make him someone, and impress his estranged girlfriend, Vanessa. His request is declined because becoming an Avenger is about public service rather than personal gain. 7. In the present day, Wade Wilson has given up the Deadpool persona and now works as a car salesman along Rob Delaney's Peter. 8. At a surprise birthday party, Wilson is joined by his cab driver, the Pinder, landlady, blind Colossus, Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, Yukio, and Buck. Vanessa is also there and reveals she has a new boyfriend called Dermot. Oh, man. This is in between. There's not bullet point, but it says when introducing drunk Wolverine to the timeline, Deadpool says, "Welcome to the MCU. You're joining at a bit of a low point." You're damn right. All right. Okay, so next, I've lost count. The Fox universe officially, I think it's 8, but whatever. The Fox universe officially designated as Earth 10,005 in the film is fading away because its anchor has died. An anchor is a person of vital importance to a timeline. And when Wolverine died in 2017's Logan, it triggered the beginning of the end of that timeline. Oh, that's interesting. Next, Deadpool is from that very timeline, confirming that Logan and Deadpool are part of the same universe. Earth 10,005 is the official designation of the original X-Men cinematic universe. So it sure seems like almost everything Fox is fading away. Wait a minute. So if they're part of the same universe, then Wolverine Origins is a different universe, correct? That's what that would have to be. Next, while Deadpool is thrilled to be invited to be part of the MCU's sacred timeline, he happily accepts a new suit from the TVA's tailor. He's reluctant to allow his loved ones to fade into nothingness. It would mean the death of Vanessa, his one true love, as well as his friends. And so Deadpool comes up with a plan: find a replacement Wolverine and save his timeline. That's interesting. A replacement would actually save it? It wouldn't make sense to me. You'd think that, well, that Wolverine is that Wolverine, so bringing another Wolverine wouldn't do it, but maybe it would because it's another Wolverine. All right, next. Using stolen TVA timeline hopping technology, Deadpool searches across the multiverse for a Wolverine. Okay. Next, his first stop is Wolverine's final resting place from the end of 2017's Logan. Deadpool's convinced Wolverine didn't die because that's not what happens when you have regenerative. I know that word, regenerative healing powers, but he's proved wrong when he finds nothing but an adamantium skeleton and some rotted flesh. His theory proven wrong. He visits a number of other timelines and discovers, next, a Wolverine of comic accurate height, 5'3". As with all the variants, he is still played by Hugh Jackman. But he's been shrunk down using CGI. Oh, I can't wait to see that now. Patch, Wolverine, this is the next one. Next, Patch, Wolverine's gambler alter ego who wears a white tux with an eye patch. Sorry guys, he's not played by Daniel Radcliffe despite fan rumors. Aw, where is Henry Cavill? Everyone's wondering if Henry Cavill's gonna be it. Next, a miserable old gray-haired Wolverine wearing a hat and sitting out on a porch. He's pretty similar to Clint Eastwood-like depiction of the character in Mark Millar's celebrated Old Man Logan comic. Next, a Wolverine being crucified, on a giant X. This is a reference to the Chris Claremont story 1989, where Logan is tortured by anti-mutant cyborgs in Australia. Next, a Wolverine in his original brown and tan costume, literally about to fight the Hulk as he did in his first ever appearance in Incredible Hulk 181. Because there's one that Todd McFarlane did, and he had the red and orange or whatever. And then there's tan and orange or whatever. And then there's the old one where he had the yellow in blue. Next, the Wolverine sporting incredible glam rock-like hair and a black wrestler style costume, which reminded me a lot of X-Men 90s style. Oh, glam rock, like, oh, okay, the extra, okay. They souped it up. Next, an utterly wasted Wolverine drunk on whiskey found at a bar. This scene seems like the one in the trailer. The scene is reminiscent of scenes from X-Men, X-Men First Class, and trailer for Insomniac's PS5 game. When Deadpool discovers this variant, wears the classic yellow and blue costume underneath his civilian clothes. He decides this is the Wolverine to bring. I was going to say, this sounds like this is the one. Next, unfortunately for Deadpool, Paradox reveals that this Wolverine is an unworthy replacement for the Logan who sacrificed himself in the Fox timeline. Instead, this Wolverine is a failure who let down, and we saw that in the trailers, I believe. Next, when introducing drunk Wolverine to the new timeline, Deadpool says, "Welcome to the MCU, you're joining a bit of a low point." It's a great gag that directly addresses the ongoing fan conversation about the quality of life. You damn right. He walking into a big old piece of trash now. Next, in the new trailer that followed the preview, Deadpool makes, a joke about how things have been miss after miss since the multiverse kicked off. In response, a Deadpool variant says, "I think it's been steadily great since Endgame." It seems like Deadpool and Wolverine will definitely make several jokes about the perceived quality of the MCU. Next, if you thought that the Disney-led Deadpool project would have toned down, then have no fear. When the TVA first turn up to capture Deadpool and bring him in, Mr. Paradox, they interrupt his birthday party. Deadpool mistakes the uniform-clad TVA squad for strippers and makes an incredible non-PG pigging joke about their stun batons. Okay, that sounds like him. Next, when first being introduced to the Sacred Timeline, Deadpool is shown clips from previous MCU films, and we saw that in the trailer too. You can see it playing to showcase the heroes he'll be working alongside. One of these clips is taken from Thor: The Dark World, but manipulated to show Thor crying over the mangled body of Deadpool. The Merc is understandably quite confused. Interesting. Next, after Deadpool discovers Logan's remains, the TVA squad turns up to arrest him and bring him back to the Paradox. Refusing to submit, Deadpool massacres the entire team using Wolverine's adamantium skeleton as a weapon. His legs are wielded like nunchucks at one point, and his ribs are used as throwing knives. This whole fight is choreographed to Bye Bye Bye. Oh my God. After realizing that Deadpool is going to be a hindrance to his work in ending the Fox timeline, Paradox sends both Deadpool and Wolverine to the trash heap, a Mad Max-like desert full of waste, including a giant 20th Century Fox logo. Angered by being pulled into this crazy situation, Wolverine pops his claws and is prepared to fight a bloody battle. This was, of course, the final scene of the preview footage. We'll need to watch the full film to see how the battle goes, although the shots from the trailer certainly suggest a very bloody, very funny fight. Man, this is all sounding great, by the way, isn't it? This is all sounding perfect right now. Don't you mess this up, Disney. Don't you. Next, during Deadpool's trip to Avengers Campus, he meets a Happy Hogan, played once again by Jon Favreau. Next, the new trailer screened to press. A version of the Juggernaut could be spotted. He's wearing a costume very similar to the one used in X-Men Last Stand, but it seems a little smaller. I couldn't tell if it was Vinnie Jones in the suit, but the actor has previously said he's not in the film. Okay. Next, the same trailer showcase on Army of Deadpool variants, including Lady Deadpool and K9 Deadpool, a floating skull in a Deadpool mask. Perhaps a reference to Marvel Zombies. Okay, maybe. A version that's just Ryan Reynolds without the scarring, very long hair. Costume made of shiny red plastic. And that is it. I'm happy. I know, listen, if you don't mind the spoilers and you've stayed till the end, you've got to be a happy Marvel fan right now, right? Still may be worried, still optimistically, what's the word? Optimistically cautious. You're cautious. Okay, I can't talk right now. I know you're ready. I'm ready now. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. Cautiously optimistic. I knew I was saying it wrong. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. If you enjoyed my reaction, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Woo!